Miracles We Have Seen, Chapter 35. Miracle of Newfind, Jamaica. Newfind, Jamaica is a remote village secluded among the tropical mountains, about 20 miles from the Caribbean Sea. There's only one narrow road that extends to this hidden valley. It is a beautiful pastoral community where most of the inhabitants live off the land. Here you will find the lovely gardens of yams, carrots, cabbage, coffee, papayas, and bananas. There's no school or church in this winding valley, but there are beautiful people here. Some of them have been praying. As one looks across the lovely vegetation-covered mountains, he is able to see the faint blue of the sea many miles away. Here is found tranquility and a peaceful atmosphere. But there is a darkness that goes back to Jamaica's slavery days. One can still see rock fences built by slaves to mark the boundaries of white plantation owners from England. There's another type of darkness. Natives refer to it as obia. Sounds like Obeah. The power of the evil one. This is the satanic force that has held sway over many lives. Throughout the centuries, there is also the darkness of ignorance, as most cannot read or write since churches and schools are so far away. Our hearts felt a tug of urgency when we first discovered Newfind. Here were people, but no school for the children. There was no church or Sunday school. We knew that we must do something. We did discover, however, that Newfind had one tiny little store, about 10 by 10 feet, that was operated by a lovely young lady who loved Jesus. She was the daughter of the owners of the only sizable building in the entire area. They are the Fowlers. They built this concrete, zinc-roof building many years ago in hopes that someone would start a school or a church in their isolated community. It never happened until 1999. The Fowler building was empty, unpainted, eroding. Furthermore, the Fowlers were getting older, and their dreams were fading. Our hearts were full of anticipation as we met that couple to talk about the possible use of their building. Their response was an overwhelming, "Yes, man." A few days later, we brought a large group of men, women, boys, girls from the church in Golden Grove to repaint the exterior and interior, repair doors and windows, paint and refurbish the outhouses, build pews and school benches. The electrician was called from many miles away, and the new fine building was soon ready for worship and school. The community rejoiced. On April the 19th, 1999, Newfind Basic School opened its doors to the first class of children. In July of 1999, the doors opened on Sunday morning as Sunday school was made available to this precious valley for the first time. Our hearts sing praises to God for this miracle. But there's more to the story. A few nights later, we sat with Messiah and Carmen Fowler in our church van to sign documents of possession, and we heard a story that was absolutely miraculous. Mr. Fowler began the story by telling us that he had been near to the point of death only a few months before we first came to Newfind. Knowing that he might possibly die, he began to pray to God for a miracle, not only for his healing, but that someone would come to his community and open a school and church in his abandoned dream building. God heard his prayers on both accounts. Now it was time to hear Mrs. Carmen Fowler's story. I had been praying, Carmen sobbed. I had been praying that same prayer as my husband, and God gave me a vision a few days ago before you came to Newfine. We had learned that almost no white people had come to this community since British colonialism ceased in 1962. God gave me a vision. He showed me a white man with his hands stretched out over our building, and it was you. She sobbed, pointing a finger at me. It had to be you, for that white man had ears just like yours. We all joined in a celebration of laughter and tears. We all knew we had heard a miracle story. Today, 3 years later, Newfind is a bustling little center of spiritual activity. Presently, there is a basic school where children learn about Jesus plus their ABCs. On Sunday and Friday nights, our young pastor, Kevin Colson, reports large groups of teens and children come to his services. Everyone loves both school and church. It really is a miracle. The prayer of Jabez encourages all of us to ask the following blessing. Oh, that you would indeed bless me and enlarge my territory. 1 Chronicles 4:10, New King James Version. Ask him to help you bless a new find somewhere on this planet.